I am Niharika and welcome back to a new lesson. You know, many times I have observed when people greet each other, the obvious response is, I'm fine, or they say, good, good. Or some people just have no idea that how to respond to the question, how you doing, or how are you? So, in this lesson today, we are going to look at different expressions that people use around the world to greet each other and their right responses to it. So, let's get started. So, when people end up asking you, hey, how are you? Or hey, how's it going? Okay, how you would answer? Well, a very basic answer to this would be fine or not bad or not too bad. So that's a very basic answer which also gives an idea that maybe you don't want to go ahead with a long conversation, okay? So if someone would say, hey, how are you or how you doing? Then you can say fine or not bad or not too bad. Now you can also use very well, thanks, okay? Now when people end up saying fine, thanks, or very well, thanks, that's a very formal way of responding to this question. So generally, when you go to a restaurant or maybe you're at the bank and the person would say, hey, how are you? Or how you doing? So you can say very well, thanks. So that's a very formal way of answering. Then you can also say pretty good or great, how you doing? Now if someone would say how are you and you are very excited and you really want to go ahead with the conversation, you can say pretty good or great, and then you can add up the question how you doing? Okay, so that's a very friendly and a very enthusiastic response. Then we have, now of course, most of the times when people greet you by saying how are you or how's it going or how you doing, we always give very positive responses. But there are times when you really don't want to sound very happy or excited. So very negative way to answer to this question is, I'm hanging in there. So I'm hanging in there makes us realize that maybe the person is having a very tough day. Okay, so it's a very negative response. So if you meet someone and you say, hey, how are you? And the person ends up saying, I'm hanging in there. So the next question that you would ask is, oh, what's wrong? I hope everything is all right. Okay, so that's how you would continue the conversation. Or there are people who say, I've been better. So this response gives us an idea that maybe the person is really sad about something, or maybe he's not keeping well, okay? So he wants to tell you that what is wrong with him or her, okay? So these two are pretty negative responses, okay? Now let's have a look at some other set of questions, okay? The way people greet each other and the responses to it. Now the other expressions that you can use to greet people is what's up, what's new, or what's happening, okay? So these are these general expressions that you can use. Now, when you ask this to someone, okay, what's up, what's new, doesn't mean that your response would be a long answer, okay? Doesn't mean that you're going to start a very long story explaining what really is going in your life these days, okay? The standard replies that you can use is nothing much. So that's a very basic answer that you would give to these kind of expressions. Nothing much, just the usual stuff like I'm getting ready for my daughter's graduation, or nothing much, just busy with work, okay? So you can just add or share, respond to it that, you know, you've been a little busy, okay? Then we have another one, which is, oh, just the usual. So another way of responding to these questions that, oh, just the usual, okay? And, oh gosh, all kinds of stuff. So if someone would say, so what's up? What's new? And you say, oh gosh, all kinds of stuff. This means you have been very busy lately, okay? Maybe your life has been extremely exciting and you've been very busy and lots of things going around in your life. So this is the kind of response that you would give. Now, of course, we also have many slangs. These days, many people, especially the younger generation, use a lot of slangs for greeting each other. You know, most of the boys, they use the hip-hop style and they say, yo, okay? So that means, hey, how are you? Or what's up, okay? So that's more of a slang. So it was used in 1990s, okay? When the hip-hop culture really came in and the younger people really started enjoying talking in this manner. So that's where you would see more of young people saying, yo, okay? So that's like, hey, what's up? How are you? Then we also have howdy, okay? So that's, again, a slang used by many people, howdy, which of course means how are you or how you doing. And the response to these questions or these expressions would be, all right, mate. So you were saying that I'm doing good or I'm doing great, okay? So this is the way someone would respond if they have to use a slang, okay? So these are certain expressions and responses that you can use on daily basis. Hope you enjoyed this lesson and I'll be back with a new lesson soon. Till then, you take care.